Okay, hello students. I think I am live there. All of you, just let me know. See, what are we going to do today? We are going to solve the questions here. The questions which the students today would have got the first day, first shift. Okay, so we all were really excited. Those students who took the examination, of course, they were excited. They must be excited, and same here also as teacher. Okay, so there were so many things which I told my students that paper might be, see, maths is always a lengthy one, isn't that? So that's why what I strongly believe that maths is always a lengthy one. Just a minute, let me also start it here. So if anyone want to connect, just a minute. What's the issue? Okay, so maths is normally quite a lengthy paper, so the same was here, and in comparison to chemistry and physics, I always say that maths is going to be a toughest one. That's the case since years and years, last many years. Okay, so let's start. So I have few questions. Of course, these are memory based questions. That all we are what all of us are saying, that's all memory based question, but then most of the questions are on the expected lines also. Okay, so let's start. So the first question for today is this one. Now see, almost every one of you would have done this question if you would have solved the previous year question of matrices and determinants. Okay, so when I uploaded the expected question of binomial and then 3D and then statistics, so I just missed this chapter, so I'll be adding this chapter also for the upcoming JEE mains exam. But then see, the question is A is a 3 cross 3 square matrix such that determinant of A. So what are we given? Determinant of A is -2, and we are asked to find this thing, 2 raised power n into 3 raised power n, where m is, and then we all know it. Okay, so we are asked to find the determinant of this matrix. So what are we asked? We are asked to find determinant of 3 times adjoint of -6 times adjoint of 3a. So 1, 2, and that's it. So that's what we are asked. So now see, what are we going to use? We are going to use two things here, and that is if A is a n cross n matrix, then determinant of P times A, P being a constant, is P raised power n into determinant of A, and determinant of adjoint of A. So that's what you have to use again and again. A determinant of A raised to the power n minus 1 here. Okay. So now what? So now what you have to do next here is, see, just move on. So what I always suggested, see what we need. We need 3 mod of determinant of 3 times adjoint of whatever we have here. See, that's what I always suggest my students. If any of my students must be watching it, he will definitely be able to relate it. That's what I always say. Now apply the property. Now that's a determinant. Let's say determinant of that's a matrix. So determinant of 3 times C. So it will be 3 raised to the power n, and since it's a 3 cross 3 matrix, so 3 raised power 3 into determinant of adjoint of B. And then adjoint of B determinant is nothing but, so 3 cube into determinant of B whole square. Now what is determinant? What is B? B is this thing. So just put the value there. So 3 cube into -6 times adjoint of 3a. That's it. So again, so 3 cube into determinant of -6 times some matrix, let's say D. So what is it? Whole square. Of course, this is whole square. Now again, so you will take -6 out of it, so -6 cube, but since you have square here, so it will be 3 cube into -6 raised to the power 6. I think all of you will agree, determinant of D whole square, and this is 3 raised to the power 9, I believe, isn't that? 2 raised to the power 6 into, what is it? So it is nothing but determinant of 3 times A whole square, and again, it's 3 times determinant A. Okay, 3 times matrix A, so it will be 3 cube whole square, 3 raised to the power 6, so 3 raised to the power 15 into 2 raised to the power 6 into yeah, I think that's correct, into, and then this is determinant of A. Did I miss anything? Just a minute, bachcho. It's yeah, I just missed it. Okay, it's nothing but adjoint of 3 of A. So that you can do now. See, okay, so that I have to just skip a step here, into 2 raised to the power 6 into, so it will be determinant of 3a whole raised to the power 4, and then 3 raised to the power 12 will be outside, so 3 raised to the power 21 into 2 raised to the power 6 into determinant of a whole raised to the power 4, which is 2 raised to the power 4, 3 raised to the power 21 into 2 raised to the power 10. That should be the value of the determinant. According to me, I believe I didn't commit any mistake here. But see, the more important, see, the purpose of sharing or the solutions or sharing getting this question, discussing the question is those whosoever are watching this video. So what you have to do is just look at the question, try to solve on your own. If you couldn't, if it's taking time, then look at the solution and then move ahead. Don't try to search similar question. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to discuss the concept in detail. See, I wrote whatever I'm using here, step by step I am trying to do it. So my thought process behind this solving this question for you people is so that if you are missing any related concept, you should be able to pick it up. Don't try to search similar question and spend and waste time on it. I won't suggest that. Okay, so every question is like a question for you, and then when you are going to solve it or look at the solution, look at it as a question. Whatever concept you gain from here, whatever you gain from, that's your net gain, but don't try to search similar question. Okay, now product of all real values of x. See, one side you have exponential log and another side you have algebraic. As all of you must be knowing, my students must be knowing, that I never suggest to solve such a question, an equation which involve more than two or more than two different type of function. But then here, see, you have exponential and within exponential you have ln. So that means we can get rid of e part at least, and how? By taking ln both the sides. So if you take ln both the sides, you get 5 times ln x whole square plus 3 is equal to ln of x raised power 8. We all know this property, 8 times ln x, and then this is 5 times ln x whole square plus 3 into ln e. Isn't that bachcho? So that's one. So now see, you have a quadratic in ln x, isn't that? So minus 8 ln x plus 3 equal to 0, and see, ln x is the variable, I mean it's a quadratic in ln x. So if I replace ln x by t, so range of ln x is the entire real number system, I mean real number line minus infinity to infinity. So it covers the entire number line minus infinity to infinity. Okay, so there's no, if you have real root in terms of t, you have a root for ln x also. Okay, there's a domain restriction, but there's no range restriction here. Now see, since we need, the question is we need product of all real values of x. What we need here is just a minute, yeah, what we need here is product of all real values of x. Okay, so just see why I'm lipping it here. So if someone is watching this video and want to have chat with me like regarding the type of question, anything, you can comment here. Okay, so I've like opened the YouTube channel, I mean Tutor YouTube channel, so I'm here watching at it. So if anyone is commenting, so I may connect with them. Okay, so product of all real values of x. See, it's a quadratic in terms of ln x. So if I write sum of roots, so it will be ln x1 plus ln x2. All of you agree or not? 8 by 5. Product of roots, it will be ln x1 into ln x2. Bachcho, isn't that 3 by 5? Why? Because if t1 and t2 are the roots, so t1 will be ln x1 and t2 will be ln x2. Now what do we need? See, we need this thing here. Why? Because property says it is ln x1 into x2, which is 8 by 5. So here product of all the roots x1 x2 is nothing but e raised power 8 by 5. So that should be the answer here, bachcho. Okay, so that's the next another question. Moving to the third one. Third one is, see, it's a very simple question. There are 6 white, 4 black balls. 2 balls are drawn at random. Then the probability that both the balls are white. So see, it's a simple question. Total number of ways of selecting 2 balls out of 10 are 10 C2 and 4 C2. 6 white, 6 C2 here. So it's 15, I think, yeah. And then 10 C2 is 9 into 5. So it's 1 by 3. So luckily we have options here, and 1 by 3 is an option. Okay, I see. One thing, there's a difference between PNC and probability in this case. Probability, every object, everything is a chance. So it's written 6 white balls, so that means every ball is a chance. So in probability, normally if it's not specifically mentioned, so like say if the question would have been for permutation and combination, we would have assumed that all 6 balls are identical. Though in probability also they might be identical, but since every ball is a chance, we count them as distinct. Keep that thing in your mind. So hence we can use this formula here in probability. Sum of maximum and minimum values of 16 sec inverse x whole square. So 16 times sec inverse x whole square plus cosec inverse x whole square See, I think all of you know how to approach it, so but still I will be just briefing that part only, because see, we have that identity that sec inverse plus cosec inverse is pi by 2. So I will replace it with pi by 2 minus sec inverse x whole square, and then you have a quadratic in terms of sec inverse x, isn't that? So you have sec inverse x whole square, and then it's 16 plus 1, okay, that's 17, and then you have minus pi sec inverse of x plus pi square by 4. So you get, see, it's an open upward quadratic. It's a open upward quadratic whose maximum value and the minimum value. So whose minimum value will be at the vertex. So the vertex is nothing but vertex is at x is equal to, so sec inverse x is equal to pi by 17. Isn't that? Pi by 17 into 2. You remember the vertex of a quadratic ax square plus bx plus c is at x is equal to minus b by 2a to get the minimum value. Okay, now the range of sec inverse x is, what's the range of sec inverse x? It matches with the cos inverse range, that is 0 to pi except pi by 2. Okay, so that lie between 0 to pi, so you will get minimum value at this point when sec inverse x is pi by 34. So put the value here and you get it. Secondly, you for the maximum value, see, maximum value now pi by 34. Pi by 34 is the range is between 0 to pi here. Okay, so of course it's an open upward quadratic. Pi is farther from pi by 34 or 0. So of course pi is farther away from pi by 34. So that will give you the maximum value. So when you replace sec inverse x by pi, you get the maximum value. When you replace sec inverse x by pi by 34, you get the minimum value. So that's it. I think if there's nothing wrong in the question. See, these are all memory based question. Again, I am repeating, the purpose is to discuss the concept involved in the question, bacho, and then to of course you will also have an idea, a fairly good idea of the type of questions have been asked here. Okay, so that's it. Now the next question, again a simple direct question, but see, they have earlier they used to have that special series as a topic mentioned in the syllabus. They have removed that part, but then how will you solve it without using those special series tricks which we discuss of course discuss in our class. Okay, see, here it is that series is given, the value of s is given, which is nothing but sum of all terms when r goes from 1 to n. So the series is 2n minus 1 into 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 3 into 2n plus 5. See, my students will definitely be knowing, see, it's a AP, and we already know that TR or Tn is nothing but Sn minus 1. So when you replace n by n minus 1, what will you get? So it will be 2n, see, I am doing it directly, so 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3 will be common in both, and here in Sn you will be left with 2n plus 5 extra, and in Sn minus 1 you will be left with 2n minus 3 extra. So take its difference. Okay, so now this is upon 64, 2 and 2n cancel, so it's 8 here. So Tn, nth term is 1 by 8, 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1, 2n plus 3. Now what? So we have to just solve the series. So for 1 by Tn, so how much is it? So it's 8 upon, and we know what to do it, isn't that? That's a standard form to convert it to difference of two consecutive terms. So what do we do here? What we do here, bacho, we just take the difference of the largest factor and the smallest factor, 2n plus 3 minus 2n minus 1, isn't that? So 4 is, we are getting out, so 2 must be here, 2 and 2n gets cancelled, 3 plus 1 is 4 here. So it will be then in this case 2n minus 1 into 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 3. So what do we get again? So it's 2 times 1 upon c. Now that's it. If that's one term, and then this is its following term. Replace n by n plus 1, you get this one, isn't that? Now that's it. That's it. Okay, so now you need this summation when n goes from 1 to n, and then limit n tends to infinity. Now we know, what do we know? Okay, when you put n is equal to 1 here, the first term left will be this one. So 1 by 3 will be the first term, and then all the alternate positive negative terms will get cancelled. Since we are left with only one term in the beginning, I believe for 2 we will get this as 1 into 5. For 1 it is 3 into 5, 2, 3 into 5, right? All other terms will get cancelled, so the last term left will be, when you replace n by n here, so 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 3. Now as n goes to infinity, that goes to 0, so the answer should be 2 by 3. If I'm not wrong anywhere, my calculation is not wrong anywhere, okay? So that should be the answer. So that's it. Now again, that's if are the positive, see there's some problem in this question, because of course this is not there. That's the question which we got here, okay? But then if that is given are the positive terms of a GP, we don't need anything else, isn't that? See, because we know the property A1, A2, A3, so I believe there's something missing, or some sign is missing. It might be A1 plus A5, or maybe A1 minus A5, I don't know. It can't be A1 minus A5 because it is positive in that case, okay? I'm not claiming anything here, okay? But see, we know the property, product of first and last is nothing but the middle one whole square. So if that's the question, you will get a cube a3 as simply under root of 26, but that I believe that won't be the case here. So but in any case, see, in any case, now you don't need to worry here. Why? Because it's 2 equation, 2 unknown. In any case, for AP or GP, we have just 2 unknown. First term common difference for AP, first term and common ratio for GP. So in any case, it will be 2 equation, 2 unknown. We can solve and move ahead. Okay, solve and get the answer here. So now next question is, from the English alphabet, 5 letters are chosen and are arranged in alphabetical order. Then total number of ways in which the middle term is M. Middle term is M. Okay, so 26 alphabets in English, no? So M, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. It's the 13th term, 13th alphabet in alphabetical order. Okay, so if we are arranging the alphabets in alphabetical order and with M as the middle term here, the middle letter, then we are left with 12 alphabets to be put here. So select 2 out of 12. So 12 and 13, select 13 out of 2 out of 13 bachcho. There is no way of arranging it, because which 2 alphabet you select? Let's say we selected maybe I and K. So they have to be put in alphabetical order, I, K, M, and then you selected, let's say here U and Z, so it will be U, Z only. Okay, so the total number of ways are 12, C2 is how much? 66 into 13, C2 is how much? 13 into 6, 78. That's the total number of ways. It's a big number here, isn't that? But that's what we get here. Fine. So that's the question here. Now next is 2 balls are drawn. 2 balls are selected at random one by one without replacement from the bag containing 4 white and 6 black balls. So a bag has 4 white plus 6 black balls. If the probability that the first selected ball is black given, so the probability that the first selected ball is black given that the second selected ball is also black is M by N. Now see, isn't that a question of Bayes theorem, a very important concept in probability, a very anticipated concept as far as examination is concerned from probability, Bayes theorem. So what is it? See, first selected ball is black, so B2 is second ball is black. Okay, B1 is first ball is black. I'm defining the events. Okay, W1 is first ball is white. Now what do we need? Given that second is black, we have to find the probability that first is black. So why did I say it's a Bayes theorem? Because as I always say, if the experiment involved 2 or more than 2 sequence of events, okay, and then the result of the final event is given and you are asked the probability of the event that occurs in the past of the previous step, okay, of the past step. So here also it is given that the second selected ball is also black. The probability that the first selected, so the probability is given for the first selected ball to be black given that second ball was black. Okay, so the question, the probability has been discussed about the step which occurs in the past, because first ball is obviously selected in the first step and second ball in the second step. So you are given that in the second step ball is black. this is given, then the probability that the ball selected in the first step was also black is m by n. So that's your Bayes theorem. So Bayes theorem is actually a conditional probability, we all know it. So it's B1 intersection B2 for conditional probability and probability of the event which has already occurred. But here probability of getting black ball in the second attempt depends whether we got white ball in the first attempt or we got black ball in the first attempt, isn't that, bacho? Now probability of getting white ball is 4 by 10, and then getting black is 6 by 9, and then black is 6 by 10, then getting black is 5 by 9, isn't that? Now we are using Bayes theorem here, so the probability m by n, that's what we are given here, bacho. So this is the term here. So that's what I always say, you always have numerator in the total probability as one of the terms. So 6 into 5 by 90, 4 into 6 by 90, 6 into 5 by 90, 90, 90, 90 cancelled, 6, 6, 6 cancelled, so 5 by 9, that's it, isn't that? So m is 5, n is 9, so m plus n has to be 14 here. So that's what I will say. So moving to the next one, let the triangle PQR be the image of the triangle vertices 1, 3, 3, 1 and 2, 4. On the line x plus 2y is equal to 2, so y is 1, x is 2, so let's say this one, so this is 0, 1, that's the line here, and this is 2, 0. Now the 1, 3, let's say this is A, 1, 3, 3, 1, maybe here, B is 3, 1, bacho, then 2, 4, maybe here, where should I say, it's C, 2, 4. So that's the triangle, okay. Now what do we need is the centroid of triangle PQR is the image. Okay, that's the image. Fine. So we have centroid of this triangle. What is it? So x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 is 2, y1 plus y2 is 8 by 3. Now it's image. See, you have to find this image of centroid, rather the centroid of the image triangle. Okay, so the image and the object triangle is they will be congruent triangle, isn't that? Nothing is going to change. So what we shall do is we will take the image of this centroid itself, bacho. So the question zeroes down to the question where you have to find image of a point on the line. So I have to just find image of the point on the line. If I assume this to be alpha beta, that's what they have given actually, then what do we know? See, if I go with the like kids method, so bacho wala method, so it's x1 plus x2 by 2, the midpoint of these two will lie on the mirror. Okay, so the midpoint will lie on the mirror, and midpoint is alpha plus 2 by 2 and then beta plus 8 by 3 by 2. So it will satisfy the equation of the line, and the second relation is the slope form. So it's beta minus 8 by 3 by 2 minus y1 upon x minus x2 minus x1 is slope, and the slope of the line is, what is it? It's minus half. So it's 2 here, that's it. 2 equation, 2 unknown, you solve, you get alpha and beta here. So that's what we get here. So moving to the next one. So a coin is tossed 3 times, let x denote number of times tail follows ahead. If mu and sigma square denote the mean and variance of x, the value of 64 times mu plus sigma square. So we have to find mean and variance. X denote number of times tail follows ahead. So x can be 0, okay, when no tail occur after any head, or x can be 1, or x can be 2, isn't that? Because if you toss a coin thrice, you can have at most 2 tails following ahead. That's how I look at this question, isn't that? So 0 means you have only one case, h, isn't that? So the probability is 1 by 2 whole cube. So that's probability of random variable x. For 1 means the possibilities are what? H, th, I think, isn't that? Tail following ahead. So I think that statement is fulfilled here. Or T, tail following ahead, one tail follow ahead. Okay. Or it could be HST, again one tail follows ahead. So it's 3 times, and see, it's a coin. So every time it's 1 by 2 whole cube, isn't that? And then 2 tail follow ahead is just this much. So it's again 1 by 2 whole cube. So now if we go for mu, the mu is summation. See, we already know it, pxi into xi. Okay, and then variance is summation pxi into xi square minus mu square, and that's it. Okay, so mu square, sigma square plus mu, actually if this would have been mu square they would have got cancelled anyways. So now you can evaluate it. Okay, so that's my interpretation of the statement of the question. If anyone has any other idea, you can share it with the help of comments here, bachcho. Okay, so you may share it here. So I'm moving to the next question. Next question, see, that's an interesting one. Fx is the real differentiable function, f of 0 is 1, f of x plus y, see, that's the correction here. So actually f of x plus y is equal to fx into f dash y plus f of y into f dash x for all xy belongs to R. Okay, so you see, when we put both x and y to be 0, what we will get? So put x is equal to y equal to 0, because this relation holds for every possible value of R. So it's f of 0 which is 1, and this is f0 which is 1, f dash 0 plus f0 again f dash 0. So we get the value of f dash 0 here. That's one thing. Now see, what I will do to solve such questions based on functional relation. See, what do I normally suggest is either use the first principle of differentiation or use partial differentiation. Okay, so here since we already have derivative terms in the relation itself, so my preference will obviously be the use of partial differentiation. Okay, so what will that be? So if I differentiate with respect to x, keeping y as a constant, it will be f dash of x plus y is equal to keeping y as a constant, and then f dash x into f dash y, bacho, isn't that? And then plus keeping f of y into f dash x. Right. So if I put here what? Y equal to 0. Let me put y equal to 0. What do we get? F dash x is equal to f dash x into f dash 0. Okay. We got a identity relation. Just a minute. Because f dash 0 is half here, and then this is 1 and f dash x. Okay, wait. There's something wrong. Oh, that will be f double dash x. Wait. In that case, I think we don't need to differentiate. Wait. For just a minute, bachcho. I don't think we need to differentiate. Just put y equal to 0 and let's see what do we get here. Just a minute. If I just put y equal to 0 in this relation, what do we get? F of x is equal to f of x into half f dash 0, y is equal to 0. So put y equal to 0 in this given relation, plus f of 0 which is 1, and then f dash x. We got it. Sorry, yeah, that's it. So f dash x is nothing but fx by 2. So that's your simple differential equation. So what will you do? So fy is equal to fx. Okay, y is equal to fx, so it's dy by dx is equal to y by 2. So dy by y is equal to dx by 2. So ln y is equal to x by 2 plus c. Okay, and then when x is 0, y is 1, so c is 0. So y is nothing but e raised to the power x by 2. So we need summation of ln of f of n. So f of n is e raised to power n by 2. So this is nothing but summation of n by 2 when n goes from whatever to whatever. I think it's from 1 to 100 here, bachcho. Right. Then you can do it. So this is ln e. This is log to the base e. It has to be ln. Okay, so that's it. So that was a good question. Now moving to the next one. See, find area inside the circle and parabola. So let's plot it. Center of the circle is 2 root 3 comma 0. So that's the circle. Radius, so 2 root 3 itself, 2 root 3 comma 0, and see, parabola is y square is equal to 2 root 3x. So if I put x is equal to 2 root 3, y is also 2 root 3. So that means that's it, right? So that's the parabola. So that's the points of intersection. So area inside the circle and the parabola. I mean, if that's the reason from the statement here, so I will say if. I'm using the word if here. It will be 2 times 0 to 2 root 3 upper curve, which is a part of the circle, under root of 12 minus x minus 2 root 3 whole square, and then minus the lower curve, which is under root of 2 root 3x dx. We have to just simply integrate it, okay, because how else will we interpret, because this part is also inside the circle and the parabola. Okay, so there might be, again, see, these are memory based questions, so there might be some words missing here and there, but that's how I am doing it. So next is this one. This is, let the foci of the hyperbola be 1 comma 14 and 1 comma minus 11. Distance between foci is 2AE. Now see, I'm using distance relation, so it is independent of whether it is like okay, Nitish, yeah, beta. Hello, bacho. So I think you people are there. Fine, nice. I didn't open the chat actually. I was looking at it, but didn't open it. So now I just saw here in front of my on the laptop here. Okay, so 2AE. So it might be, so you can say that since abscissa are same, so it lie on the vertical lines. Foci is a vertical hyperbola. Of course, it's a vertical hyperbola. Okay, but still I'm using the results for horizontal hyperbola. So 2 is the distance between foci, and which is nothing but, how much is it? It is minus 11, 16, minus 25. So AE is 25 by 2. Isn't that bachon? So AE is 25 by 2. Now see, this point also lie here. A is 1 passes through the point 1 comma 6. So this point is also here. That's the point. Now this is the distance between focus and this is vertex is AE minus 1, isn't that? AE minus A. And how much is it? So it's 8 here. So AE is 25 by 2 minus A is equal to 8. So A is 9 by 2. You got A. And then you put the value in B square by A square is equal to E square minus 1, or B square is equal to A square E square minus A square. That's it. We have this. So B square is 625 by 4 if I'm not wrong, minus 81 by 4, and then you do it and we get it, bacho. Okay, so for here we will get it. That's it. So moving to the next question. And see, lateral sectum, that is 2b square by a. Here it will be a reverse of it, 2a square by b, because it's a vertical hyperbola. Axis is a vertical line, x is equal to 1. But the point is, we have both a and b, and then you can find it out. Okay, so we have to be careful, of course. Achha, what else I was trying actually was, see, there's a definition for hyperbola, that distance of a point a 1 comma 6 from one foci and other foci. So AF1 minus AF2, whichever is larger, so its mod is nothing but this is length of transverse axis. So I was actually using this one. Okay, and then the length is actually 2 transverse axis in that case will be, if it's a vertical one, so it will be 2b. So it has to be 2a square by b, and this is nothing but 2b. Okay, but then I realized it's a simple vertical parabola. It's a simple hyperbola. So we can, and all the points lie on the axis itself. That's the vertex of the hyperbola. So we can use the figure and complete this one. So that's it. Now the next one is the number of non-empty equivalence relations on the set are. So how many non-empty equivalence relations? See, equivalence relation, the smallest possible equivalence relation is the one which has those elements which are sufficient to make it reflexive. That's it. So that's one. Now add to it, add 1 comma 2. So of course, to make it symmetric, you need to add 2 comma 1. Now see whether it's transitive or not. So 1 1 1 2 1 2 is there. It is still transitive. 1 2 2 1 1 1 is there. And then I don't think there's a problem. 1 2 2, yeah, it's a transitive one, so that's it. Similarly, if this is transitive, so 1 3 3 1 will be transitive, and hence equivalence. So 2 3 3 2 should be transitive, I think, and hence equivalence. Okay, because 2 3 3 3 2 3, right? So that will again be transitive. So equivalence 1 2 3 4. Now see what else? If I add any one any else, like if I add 1 3, so I need to add 3 1, and since I added 1 3, so now we have 1 2, and then like we have 1 3 and 1 3 3 1. Okay, so does it need anything else? I don't think like 2 2 2 1, we have 2 1. Okay, so that's again okay, that means so we have these many 2 1 1 3 3 1 2 3 3 2. Acha, if I remove this and add 1 2 2 3, okay, then in that case we need 1 3. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So according to me there are 6. So is that an option? That's an option. Okay, so 6 equivalence relations can be so that's it, can be made here with the help of these 3 elements of the set. So that's it for today. So again, see, we'll be bringing such type of sessions for like every day. We'll try to bring such type of sessions so that the students who are going to take the paper next day or the upcoming shifts, they must be knowing the type of question. Again, I'm repeating, the purpose is to share the concepts involved in the question, not the answer here, because these are memory based questions, and moreover to let you know these type of questions are being asked and you must be prepared. But again, I will ask you people not to look and search for similar type of question. Try to see whatever you are doing here, try to keep those things in your mind, and then you can use it anywhere. Okay, chaliye, with all the best wishes from our side, from team Turoto, with all the best wishes to all the students everywhere in the entire nation. Okay, chaliye bachon, all the best of luck for the upcoming sessions and shifts, of course, shifts.